My fiancée texted me at night. I used your card for my refreshment trip because you love me. My heart stopped. I simply replied, enjoy. I reported the card stolen since she never asked to use it. I disputed the charges as fraud. When she reached the airport, she realized the betrayal she'd done to me. And then happened what she never even imagined. Dear friends, if you haven't subscribed to my channel up to this point, please subscribe to my channel and boost my morale. Thank you. I'm 28, and until 3 days ago, I thought I knew exactly who I was marrying. Her name was Lauren. We'd been together for 4 years, engaged for 8 months. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue, and honestly, she seemed perfect. Ambitious, funny, beautiful. We moved in together after year 2, started planning a wedding for next spring. I work in IT consulting, she's in marketing. Combined, we were doing well. Not rich, but comfortable. We had separate accounts but shared expenses equally, which she insisted on. Said it was important we stayed independent. I respected that. That text came in at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was finishing up some work emails when my phone buzzed. I used your card for my refreshment trip because you love me. Just like that. No question mark. No can I, or would you mind? Just a statement. An assumption. My stomach dropped because I had no idea what she was talking about. What refreshment trip? What card? We hadn't discussed any trip. She'd mentioned feeling stressed about a campaign at work, but nothing about going anywhere. And my card? I checked my wallet. My credit card was exactly where I'd left it. Then it hit me. My backup card. The one I kept in my desk drawer at home for emergencies. I rarely used it, but it was linked to my main account. I logged into my banking app with shaking hands. There it was. A charge for $3,847.52 at a luxury resort about 2 hours away. Posted 20 minutes ago. Then another charge. $892 at some high-end spa. Another one. $645 at a boutique I'd never heard of. My brain went completely blank for a moment. Then the rage started building. She didn't ask. She didn't mention a trip. She just took my card and went. And that text. That entitled, presumptuous text. Because you love me. Like my love was a credit line she could draw on whenever she wanted. I sat there staring at my phone for maybe 5 minutes. Then I typed back. Enjoy. Nothing else. Just those 6 letters and an exclamation point. My hands were steady now. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I called my bank's fraud line at 11:53 p.m. The automated system was actually helpful for once. Reported the card stolen, which wasn't technically a lie since I never gave her permission to take it. Disputed all 3 charges as fraudulent. They flagged the card immediately and said they'd send me a new one. The woman on the phone asked if I wanted to file a police report. I said I'd think about it. Then I just went to bed. I didn't text her again. Didn't call. Just set my phone on silent and tried to sleep. Couldn't really, but I lay there in the dark thinking about every little thing that suddenly made sense. The way she'd been secretive with her phone lately. How she'd started picking fights over nothing, then love-bombing me the next day. The expensive clothes she'd bought on sale that still had 4-figure price tags. Update 1. I woke up to 17 missed calls and 32 text messages. All from Lauren. They started around 6:30 a.m. Babe, why isn't the card working? Hello? I'm trying to pay for breakfast, and it's declining. This is embarrassing, can you fix it? Call me. Then they got angrier. Are you seriously ignoring me right now? I'm stuck at this resort, and you're playing games. You're making me look like an idiot. Then confused. The front desk says the card was reported stolen? What's going on? Did someone hack your account? Finally, around 9 a.m., reality seemed to dawn on her. Did you report it stolen? Are you fucking kidding me right now? How am I supposed to get home? We need to talk about this. I left her on read. Went to work like normal. My boss noticed I seemed distracted, but I just said I hadn't slept well. Around 10:30 a.m., my phone rang. Lauren's mom. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail calling me immature and saying Lauren was stranded and scared. That I needed to man up and fix whatever lover's quarrel we were having. Lover's quarrel. Like this was about leaving the toilet seat up or forgetting an anniversary. At lunch, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. Is this speaking to the account holder for card ending in 4738? A man's voice, professional. Yes. This is Detective Morris with the County Sheriff's Office. We've received a report about disputed charges on your card. The resort management contacted us because the guest is claiming this is a misunderstanding. Would you be willing to come down to the station to make a formal statement? My heart was pounding. She filed a police report against me? No, sir. We're just following up on the fraud report you filed with your bank. The resort wants to ensure they're not caught in the middle of a domestic situation versus an actual theft. Can you confirm that you did not give this person permission to use your card? I did not. She took it from my home without asking and made several large purchases without my knowledge or consent. And what is your relationship to this person? I hesitated. She's my fiancée. Was my fiancée. I see. Sir, I'd recommend you come in and make a formal statement. If you're pursuing this as fraud, we need documentation. If this is a civil matter between domestic partners, that's different, but you need to be clear about which direction you're taking. I'll be there in an hour. I left work early, told my boss I had a family emergency, which wasn't entirely untrue. Went to the station, gave my statement, showed them texts from Lauren that proved she took the card without permission, that I had no knowledge of this trip, that her text was the first I'd heard of any of it. Detective Morris was surprisingly sympathetic. Mid-50s, wedding ring, tired eyes. Off the record, I see this kind of thing more than you'd think. Someone assumes because they're engaged or married, what's yours is theirs. Usually works itself out in civil court. But legally speaking, if you didn't give permission and she took your property, that's theft. If she used your financial information without authorization, that's fraud. Your call how you want to proceed. I want to proceed with charges, I said. My voice didn't shake. Update 2. Lauren made it home somehow that afternoon. I later found out her mom drove 2 hours to pick her up from the resort after Lauren had a complete meltdown in the lobby when they threatened to call the police if she didn't settle her bill. Her mom paid for one night's stay with her own card just to smooth things over. I wasn't at the apartment when Lauren got back. I'd gone to my brother's place, changed my locks remotely through our smart lock system, and notified the building manager that she was no longer authorized to enter. Technically, she wasn't on the lease anyway, something I'd been meaning to add her to but never got around to. Thank God I didn't. My brother Tom opened a beer and handed it to me. You're really doing this? She stole from me, Tom. Took my card without asking. Racked up almost $5,000 in charges. Then acted like I was the asshole for not just accepting it. But pressing charges? Against your fiancé? Ex-fiancé? He was quiet for a minute. What about the wedding? I laughed. It came out bitter. What wedding? You think I'm marrying someone who thinks my bank account is her personal ATM? My phone wouldn't stop ringing. Lauren. Her mom. Her sister. Her best friend Qley. A number I didn't recognize that left a voicemail from Lauren's dad threatening to come over and straighten me out. I blocked them all except Lauren's number. I wanted to see what she'd say. The texts were a journey. First, more anger. Then bargaining. Baby, please can we just talk about this? I made a mistake, I'm sorry. I thought we shared everything. You're really going to ruin my life over this. That last one made me see red. Ruin her life. She'd stolen from me, embarrassed me, shown me exactly how little respect she had for me or my boundaries. And somehow, I was ruining her life by holding her accountable. Around 8 p.m., my phone rang. Lauren. I answered. You picked up. She sounded surprised. And she'd been crying. Make it quick. Please drop the charges. Please. I'll pay you back every penny, I swear. I'll get a second job. Whatever you want. But I can't have a criminal record. I'll lose my job. I'll lose everything. You should have thought about that before you stole my credit card. I didn't steal it. We're engaged. We're supposed to be a team. Teams ask permission. Teams communicate. You didn't either. I was stressed. Work has been insane and I just needed a break, and I knew you'd say no because you're always so careful with money, and I just thought. You thought you'd take what you wanted and deal with the consequences later. Except there weren't supposed to be consequences, were there? I was just supposed to smile and nod and pay for it because I love you. Silence. Lauren, did you even plan to tell me about this trip if the card had gone through? More silence. That told me everything. I would have told you, she finally said. Eventually. After you came back? After you spent all my money? When exactly? Why are you being so cruel? I'm being cruel? I reported a fraudulent charge. That's what you do when someone steals from you. The fact that we were engaged doesn't change that it was theft. Were. Her voice cracked. You said were. Yeah, were. Past tense. We're done, Lauren. She started sobbing. Please don't do this. We can fix this. Couples therapy. Whatever you want. I'll do anything. You can't fix this. You showed me who you really are. Someone who thinks they're entitled to whatever they want as long as they're in a relationship. Someone who doesn't respect boundaries or consent. I don't want to marry that person. So 4 years means nothing to you. 4 years meant everything to me. Right up until you threw them away for a spa weekend. I hung up. Update 3. The next few days were chaos. Lauren showed up at my work. Security escorted her out. She sat outside my brother's apartment building for 3 hours until he threatened to call the cops. She posted a long rant on social media about how I'd abandoned her and was pressing charges over a misunderstanding and how she couldn't believe the man she loved would be so vindictive. The comments section was split. Half her friends were calling me every name in the book. The other half was asking pointed questions. Wait, she took his credit card without asking? He reported fraud because it was fraud. If she needed a break, why didn't she ask first? Her post got deleted about 6 hours later. I'm guessing someone talked sense into her about incriminating herself on social media while facing potential charges. The detective called me on Friday. We've spoken with Ms. Williams and her attorney. They're offering restitution if you'll drop the charges. Full repayment of all charges plus any fees you incurred. In exchange, you sign a statement saying you won't pursue this further. What if I want to pursue it? Then we move forward with charging her with theft and fraud. Given the amount and the circumstances, she'd likely get probation and community service for a first offense. Maybe a fine, but it goes on her record. I thought about it for exactly 10 seconds. I want the money back. Every cent, including the fraud investigation fees the bank charged me. And she has 30 days to pay it. She's asking for 90 days. 60. Final offer. I'll relay that. Her attorney called me directly an hour later. Tried to negotiate. Tried to paint Lauren as a victim of her own stress and poor judgment. Tried to appeal to my sense of compassion and our history together. I was done being compassionate. 60 days or I see her in court. She paid in 45. Cashier's check delivered to my brother's address. $5,247.85. Every penny of what she'd charged plus all my fees. Final update. It's been 3 months now. The wedding venue got canceled. I lost the deposit, but it was in her name, so that was her problem. I told my family and friends what happened. The responses were mixed. My mom thought I was too harsh. My dad said he'd have done the same thing. Tom said I had balls of steel. My cousin said I was going to die alone. Maybe, but I'll die with my boundaries intact. Lauren moved back in with her parents. Heard through mutual friends that she's in therapy now. Good for her. I hope she figures out why she thought that behavior was acceptable. I hope her next relationship is healthier. But that's not my problem anymore. I went on a few dates. Nothing serious. Been focusing on myself. Picked up woodworking. Sounds cliché, but there's something therapeutic about building something with your own hands. Something you can control completely. Someone asked me last week if I regretted how I handled things. If I thought I overreacted. I don't. Not even a little. She didn't just steal money. She stole my trust. She showed me that she thought so little of me and my boundaries that she could just take what she wanted and I'd fall in line. That text. Because you love me. Like love was permission. Like love meant I'd just accept whatever she did. Love shouldn't cost you your self-respect. Took me until 28 to learn that, but at least I learned it before I signed a marriage certificate. The ring's in a box somewhere in my closet. Paid $6,000 for it. Maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll keep it as a reminder. Haven't decided yet. What I do know is this. The next person I'm with will understand that love isn't about taking. It's about asking. It's about respect. It's about being partners, not one person's personal ATM. Edit 1. Yes, I know some people think I was harsh. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But ask yourself this. If someone stole your credit card, would you press charges? Now ask yourself why that answer changes just because you're sleeping with them. Edit 2. For everyone asking about the mutual friends, most of them sided with me once they heard the full story. A few didn't. Those friendships ended. That's okay too. Edit 3. Someone DM'd me saying Lauren is engaged to someone new. Good for her. I genuinely hope she learns something from this and treats him better than she treated me. But again, not my circus, not my monkeys anymore.